We are the reigning champions. We won last year's FinTech Awards event. So my task here is to show you how we've transitioned from our proof of concept, which won last year, now to a significant international player in the solar energy finance sector. So I'm Abraham Cambridge, founder of the Sun Exchange, where anyone can now earn income from the sun. We're all in search for sources of solid and reliable financial returns, and what could be a better source of financial income than our shared nuclear fusion reactor in the sky, the sun? Now, solar power, when you own the hardware, provides you with a predictable yield of over 10% per year. But for many businesses, they can't afford it. And this is unfortunate because today, we've reached a technological tipping point. I mean, our civilization has just passed a monumental tipping point. We can now produce electricity directly from the sun more efficiently than we can than through burning fossil fuels. We're becoming a silicon-based economy. So, we've got the search for financial yield on one side and the need for solar energy on the other for businesses and communities looking for clean, affordable energy sources. The Sun Exchange is a marketplace between the supply and the demand where anyone can buy into a commercial solar energy project and at a scale of a single solar cell at a time. We've now reduced the cost of going solar by 2 orders of magnitude, enable anyone on Earth to own solar assets and have them positioned in the best place possible, Africa. Now, Africa is the sunniest continent on Earth. It's got the best solar resource. It's also the greatest demand for energy. Now, to illustrate this, just in South Africa, hang on, just go back a minute. Just in South Africa, the value of the sunlight, when converted to electricity using solar panels and sold at utility Eskom rates, is worth $620 billion a year. And that's just South Africa. Now, the timing for this is perfect, okay? We've got record low interest rates, which makes conventional savings products unattractive, and speaking as a millennial, they're quite frankly boring. The smart money is moving to renewable energy, and to date, $3.4 trillion has been pledged to be moved from fossil fuels and put into clean energy investments. The time for this planet to become solar-powered is now. And through the Sun Exchange, you can do that with a few taps on a screen. Here is how to solar power your money. You visit thesunexchange.com, you sign up, and we'll perform a quick identity check. Select a solar project where you wish to have your solar cells installed, place an order, and we'll generate you an estimate of the lease rental income you will earn during the lifespan of that project. Once all the cells have been purchased by individuals around the world, the project goes ahead, it gets fully installed, we insure it, and we take care of all the long-term legal agreements. Once in operation, you can check your Sun Exchange dashboard. You can check your earnings, look at live project data, and you can sit back and earn monetized African sunshine to wherever you are in the world, streamed in digital currency. Now, to date, none of this would have been possible. We've made it possible due to 2 key innovations. Our first innovation is how we have fractionalized solar panel ownership. So you can now own a cell within a panel within a solar project of your choice. Now, our second innovation is how we've utilized the payment rails of the Bitcoin blockchain and the smart contracts of the Ethereum blockchain to enable universal asset leasing on a nano scale. With this combination of technologies, we can offer a resolution on payouts previously inconceivable, with maximum security, highest returns to the owners, and lowest possible energy cost to the solar energy consumers. Now, to date, we've got 30,000 solar cells in operation across 4 commercial solar power plants. These are owned by our members, now located in 70 countries. That's people in 70 countries now owning solar assets in Africa. We've got a pipeline of over 100 megawatts of solar projects, and we've built a multidisciplinary team ranging from software engineers, solar experts, and financial experts. And in May in Dubai, we won the Global Blockchain Challenge. So, now you know about the Sun Exchange. It's an incredible, world-changing business. And if it's about the dying off of our coral reefs, or the melting of our ice shelves, or drought, not just in South Africa, but throughout the world. We actually need marketplaces like this. And we need them not just to secure an energy future, or to get financial return, and we need it to secure a future at all. So visit thesunexchange.com, sign up, and start earning solar-powered money. Thank you.
Abe, thank you very much. 5 minutes 18. It's a new record. Judges, over to you. Questions?
Abe, thanks so much. That was awesome.
Thanks.
In terms of your ICO, what's the plan there, and how advanced are you on that?
You weren't supposed to have seen that. Yeah, that was a sneak preview. I mean, you can come and speak to me about it afterwards. Our token sale event is in development. We're actually open to a pre-sale at the moment. We're launching our digital currency called SunX, which is an asset-backed token, which enables the solar cells that people purchase through our website to be traded peer-to-peer on secondary marketplaces. This removes us as the intermediary in the process, enabling you to regain your principal from your solar cells without going through us. It also enables total transparency on the income being generated by your solar cells, which is ultimately better for an international audience who want to know what's going on.
And your white paper's available there?
If you sign up to this URL, you'll be able to receive our white paper.
So my question is a more practical one. Where are these 4 projects that you've spoken of, who does the installation?
We're powering a school in Stellenbosch, a tyre recycling factory in Rustenburg, an animal hospital in Durban, and recently we've just closed for an elephant sanctuary in Knysna, which is and that's a total of that's 150 kilowatts of solar power plant, which is several million rands worth of solar cells sold in the past 12 months. Obviously, our limitation, we've got 3 levers. We've got the number of users on our platform, the average spend per user, and also the technical capacity of our platform. So we couldn't pull one lever without pulling the other ones. And the biggest hurdle we've just had to overcome was the scalability of our platform. But just yesterday, we went live with our latest version of the back end of our system. So now we can scale many orders of magnitude higher than we are now, which means you can now start pulling the other levers. Sure. So we earn a 10% markup on each solar project that we fund. So, for example, the project we just financed for Knysna Elephant Park, that was a 60 kilowatt system that cost 1.1 million rand. We made 110,000 rand markup on that. We also secured a 2.5% servicing fee on all the revenue that comes out of all of our solar projects, and that's hard-coded into the smart contract. So we have an ongoing revenue stream from all the systems we're operating.
Abe, thank you very much for your presentation and for your time. I just have one question, and that's about what do you see as the key challenges in terms of your due diligence for your projects?
Yeah, so the kind of projects that we deal with are either commercial or community orientated. Obviously, with a commercial solar plant, the biggest risk is default on the off-taker, which is a risk that we propose to our users that they mitigate by buying solar cells across multiple projects. If you spread your solar cell ownership across multiple projects of different sectors, you're reducing that risk. But we're not and cannot provide any guarantees on behalf of that off-taker, because at the end of the day, you're the person leasing your solar cell to that business. And we provide all the information that you would require as an individual to gauge whether or not that you're willing to back that particular project. Now, the second type of project are community microgrids. Now, in the traditional finance lens, these projects are unfundable because the end users don't have bank accounts and there's no certainty on the amount of electricity they'll consume. But they're actually ideal for crowdfunding because we know as individuals that another person with no access to electricity that's currently spending their household income on kerosene and candles, they want to reduce their household running costs by having access to electricity on tap. So that's what we're putting our focus onto moving forward, is projects that would usually be unfundable, but through our democratic approach to finance, they become fundable. And so I guess the challenge for there is just to communicate actually that there's a large range of uncertainty with the returns from these types of projects, but actually a lower risk of them defaulting.
always questions. Anyway, yeah, thank you. I was really blown away to see the difference from last year when you guys were presenting like elaborate proof of concept, some legal challenges at the time to see like you gaining traction, kind of like coming up with the ICO innovation now. My question is, what's next on your radar? Because you just seem to be shooting.
So the next on our radar is just to diversify with the things that we're actually able to do with the solar energy systems. And if you consider that we're putting an absolutely state-of-the-art energy generation plant in a rural area, what additional value add can we do with that? And so we're thinking that we're going to be installing cryptocurrency mining hardware, water purification, and also internet access connectivity into rural areas. So then a rural area has gone from with no modern services and people wanting to move to informal settlements in major cities to having actually all the technology available at their fingertips, as well as having cultural identity and heritage, as well as farming at their fingertips. So they'll actually be the most advanced societies on Earth by the time that we've completed our projects.
I'm interested to know why crypto? Why did you decide to go Bitcoin-based?
Oh, that's a very easy one to answer. We now have one single currency to transact with the entire planet, and we can do transactions down to 8 decimal places. And it's all transparent. People could log on, check the wallet addresses. It's faster, cheaper, easier, and way more interesting to use than any conventional financial network. It'd actually be impossible to use this using any other financial network.
And you can pay Heinrich's kids pocket money for him.
Yeah, and actually, the other reason why we do this is because there's $150 billion worth of Bitcoin, and most people who are holding it have got nothing to do with it. This is huge hordes of wealth, potential wealth, sat in a wallet doing nothing. And we're saying, put it to work. Put it to work, convert this theoretical wealth into real, tangible, physical solar assets that generate more wealth whilst solar powering the planet. That's why we're using Bitcoin.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Sun Exchange.
Thank you.